Linux Mint is a Linux distribution based on Ubuntu, which is in turn based on Debian. It is a community-driven operating system that is designed to be easy to use and reliable. Linux Mint comes with a variety of pre-installed software, including Firefox, LibreOffice, GIMP, and VLC Media Player. It also supports a wide range of hardware, making it a good choice for most users, and the software available for Mint is very similar to that written for Ubuntu and Debian-based systems, so you'll come across a hefty chunk of great free and open-source software. Here are some of the key features of Linux Mint. Easy to use. Linux Mint is designed to be easy to use, even for beginners. The user interface is similar to Windows and MacOS, so it is easy to transition to. Reliable. Linux Mint is a reliable operating system that is known for its stability and security. It is regularly updated with security patches and bug fixes. Customizable. Linux Mint is highly customizable. You can change the desktop environment, install new software, and change the look and feel of the operating system. Free and open source. Linux Mint is a free and open source operating system. This means that it is free to download and use, and the source code is available for anyone to inspect and modify. Linux Mint is a popular choice for consumers and some businesses alike, although it's much more common to see people put Mint on older computers to repurpose them and revive the older hardware. Here are some of the places where Linux Mint is used. Personal computers. Linux Mint is a popular choice for personal computers, as it is easy to use and reliable. Businesses. Linux Mint is also used by businesses, as it is a cost-effective alternative to Windows and MacOS. Governments. Linux Mint is also used by governments, as it is a secure and reliable operating system. Education. Linux Mint is also used in education, as it is a free and open-source operating system that can be customized to meet the needs of students and teachers. If you are looking for a reliable and easy-to-use operating system that is not proprietary, does not force you to send telemetry data, log into a Microsoft account, and be free from any bloatware, adware, or anything like that, then I think that Linux Mint would be a good alternative operating system to Microsoft Windows, Google's Chrome OS, and Apple's Mac OS. It is free to download and use, and it is supported by a large community of users, so you'll have a huge base of people to talk to if you ever run into an issue, or want to talk to somebody else who also uses Linux Mint. I highly encourage you to give this Linux distribution a try, as it is a fantastic replacement for Windows. However, you must remember that Linux is a fundamentally different operating deep down inside. A lot less software is natively available for Linux, especially when it comes to video games, professional audio and video production software, etc., and just about everything is written for Windows. So while a great deal of false programs and applications exist out there, not all of it can do what the proprietary big-name software does. However, free and open-source software is seriously catching up in terms of functionality, features, and more, especially in more recent times. LibreOffice is a well-known example of how something free can be as good, if not better than the paid-for proprietary software. You see, LibreOffice has an office offering for those people using Linux, BSD, and other operating systems that are not Windows or Mac OS, but compared to Microsoft Office, it does lack a few more advanced features, but as I always say, are you really going to need them anyway? There is a good chance that you really don't, unless you absolutely rely on those more advanced features. But for the average home user, I don't think it's worth it paying absolute rip-off prices just to get some office work done. You can quite clearly get away with doing office work without paying a single cent, and operating systems are no different. If you have an old computer laying around that's gathering dust, perhaps give Linux Mint a try on it and see if that makes it usable again, and if it does, you can save a lot of money and use that PC for a few years or more, until you really need to buy a new PC. But this also depends on what your needs, wants, and preferences are, so if you love paid-for software, then Linux is clearly not for you. However, if you don't use much proprietary software, if any at all, then you can quite easily get away with using Linux on a daily basis, and as mentioned, It revives older hardware or less powerful hardware really well, so you can make use of it, and save money in the long run. Sure, you won't have a powerful beast of a gaming PC, or anything fancy, but it should definitely be able to do web browsing, word processing, view media, check emails, etc. If it could not do that, even though you're running Linux, then I would have to say I am concerned. Perhaps then it is time to buy a new PC. However, PCs can live for a long time, up to 15 to 20 in some cases, but it all depends on how well you look after it, how heavily you use it, etc. Alrighty, that's it for this video folks. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.